All right. So Ken Lowry asks, I recently had a conversation with John Vervaeke, working through aspects of bridging Christianity to his work. I'm formulating thoughts on the primary question he asked me and would love to hear you address it as well. His question relates to the deity of Christ insofar as Christ's final words, my God, why have you forsaken me? I'm not interested in parroting your thoughts. Rather, I'm interested in how you would frame this and pitfalls you might avoid. Um, and so I think that the best way to understand that is to understand Father Stephen DeYoung. He talked about it in one of the podcasts. I forget where it was, but it has to do with something like a lot of the other stuff that's going on with Christ, right? And so a lot of the other stuff that is going on with Christ is that on the surface it looks like something, but it's hiding a deep, deep irony, which is hidden underneath. And so when Christ is being beaten and him being mocked for being a king, it's actually revealing his kingship. So as he's emptying himself, he is also becoming full at the same time. And so this is what Christ is doing on the cross. And so it's like as he's dying on the cross and everybody is mocked as a criminal and as the worst type of person above his head is an ironic statement about him being the king, which is actually true. And so he's actually filling up that role while he is emptying at the same time. It's a deeply mystical image. And this is what happens to Christ all through the crucifixion story. So when Christ says, my God, why have you forsaken me? You have to understand what that refers to. That's a psalm. And it's a psalm that talks about, that uses an image of resurrection at the end of that psalm. And so this is King David's call to God. God, oh God, why have you forsaken me? And there's this sense of being abandoned and emptying it, and an emptying of yourself. And then when the psalm ends, there's a fullness and a resurrection. And so this is what Christ is really. So I don't want to diminish the deep mystery of Christ saying that on the cross. There's a very, very deep mystery, but it does not at all it does not at all deny his divinity. It is rather the deep kind of Cohen aporia moment where in emptying himself, he is also revealing the fullness. And in saying that, he is also, because it is a quote from a psalm. And read the psalm, you'll see where the psalm takes you. And it's like hiding, it's hidden in what he's saying, that what he's moving towards, the final glorification and the final restoration is coming. And so that's what I think is happening. But I want to say one last thing. I want to be careful that we don't think that this is just a game, right? That this is just a play. It's not. Like, there's a reality to what's happening. When Christ is being tortured, he's not like on the inside going, haha, I got them, I'm actually the king. And, like secretly knowing what is going on. Like, there's a reality to what is happening. And that reality is truly, Christ is truly crying, on the Mount of Olives. He's truly sweating blood, whatever that means. It's like he's truly in a moment of deep. But the way the whole story is told, he's showing how in that emptying, he is also reaching totality and fullness. And that quote is just another one of those versions. And so I think that if someone questions that, I think that showing them that this is happening all through the story. It's not like one thing. I'm not just trying to avoid the problem. It's like, this is what's happening all through the story of the crucifixion. And so it's not an exception. It's actually following the pattern. So